If you received any type of disciplinary notice from your employer or any type of document that accuses you of a certain violation or of a certain misconduct, or if you received a notice of intent to dismiss you from your employment, it's very important that you don't respond to those accusations in a way that would actually make it harder for you to fight that discipline, especially if you work for one of the governmental agencies, especially if you work for your state, county, or one of the city departments in your city. And the reason for this is very concrete. If you respond to those accusations in a way that suggests that you're someone who is rude, who is aggressive, who has short temper, and above all, someone who is unable to admit to doing anything wrong, someone who thinks that he can never make a mistake, then your employer, and again, especially if it's a governmental agency, they will use that information. They will use the manner in which you responded to those accusations right against you during any type of meeting or any type of hearing that you will have to challenge your discipline or challenge your termination. Let me give you one simple but very common example. Let's say you have an employee who works for a county agency. Let's say, I don't know, Department of Health and Human Services or any other department. And let's say that employee receives a list of violations that the employer says he committed. Maybe he was late on 3 occasions, maybe he did not finish the assigned work once or twice, and maybe he did not fill out his time cards or timesheets correctly. Who knows? So, let's say that employee has a hearing regarding that discipline. And instead of simply not responding to that at all, or responding in a way that suggests I would like to clarify, I would like to respond, I don't believe this is entirely correct, or this happened because of this or that, instead, that employee chooses a far more aggressive tone in his written response to that accusation. He says, this is a lie, my boss is a liar, he's just trying to set me up because he doesn't like me, I cannot believe he is doing it, he's incompetent, he's unqualified, he's not in a position to even comment on these issues, and so forth. So you end up including a bunch of insults and a bunch of aggressive tone in your response. So what is the employer going to do during the hearing? They are going to say that besides you committing the violations that they talk about in your disciplinary notice, and besides them bringing all kinds of witnesses that would talk about those violations, they will also say that you're not fit to work in that department, or you should be suspended, or you should be demoted precisely because of the manner that you responded to those accusations, regardless of whether those accusations are substantiated or not. So, the manner of responding alone can hurt you as much or more than the accusations themselves, which might or might not be correct. So, before you respond to any accusation, think about the effect that your response will have on your discipline and on your future with your employer. And if you're not sure whether your response is too aggressive or not aggressive enough, too direct or not direct enough, you should run your response by a trusted lawyer who can look at it and who can tell you, is your response necessary? Is it going to help you? Or is it going to hurt you? Is there a risk in submitting that type of response? Is it written in a way that clearly communicates what you're trying to say without insulting the people in charge and without making your relationships with your management even worse than they already are? Doing that can save you a lot of trouble and can make a difference between winning or losing any type of disciplinary hearing and hearing regarding termination. Thank you.